Guys, Dan Hendriksen here. We're at Ashbury Golf Resort here today, and we're going to be testing out the new Cobra RADSPEED Hybrids. Now, we've got two clubs that we want to test out today. We've got the standard model, which is 21 degrees in loft, and we've also got the one length model, which again is 21 degrees aloft. Now, we're going to take it onto the golf course. We're going to get some numbers in the studio as well. Going to give you some ideas on what they look like, what they feel like, how they perform for us on the golf course. We've got Lee on camera, who's also going to be testing with us today. And but for now, let's get out on the golf course. Lee,
Daniel,
how is that club looking in your eyes?
Very 18-year-oldy.
18-year-oldy?
Like when I was 20 years ago, I'd have loved this club.
Why?
It's just all the like go faster stripes and bright colours. I mean, I do like the bright colours from the top. I think it looks really nice. I like the lipstick. I'm not a fan of these rails.
No, okay.
It makes me feel like I can thin it.
Okay.
Because it sort of sits up slightly. I understand why they're there. But for me, it just when it sort of sits on firm ground, it just sort of raises it up a little bit and makes me feel like.
So the leading edge, you're talking about the leading edge rises up fractionally and loses a bit of confidence in it. Yeah,
I mean in the winter you can't really tell, but if you're on a firm links ground, I found that they just sit up a little bit and it just takes a bit of confidence out for me.
Okay, and then on the top then you talked about the lipstick. I mean, how does it actually look from when you look down at the golf ball with it?
It looks really nice. I like the fact that the face is black and it sort of blends into the crown really well. I like the line-up marker with the C on top. Yeah, with the and the lipstick. Bit. It's just it's a gloss black with a bit of colour, isn't it? I just think it looks really nice. Yeah, it is. They do make fantastic hybrids, I've got to say. It's always been Cobra's thing, isn't it? Cobra, yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a little challenge on the golf course. Yeah, obviously. But then we will head back into the studio and get some numbers, and then you're going to talk some tech to everybody about these clubs. So what we're going to do is, first hole is there is actually a stripe down the middle of that fairway. And we have to see if we can get it as close to that stripe as we possibly can. Okay? Yeah. Also, what I want you to do is you've got to hit a different shape. Right, okay. So I want to see what the manoeuvrability is like with this club. Alright, so happy for me to hit a draw? Yeah, you can hit a draw, but you can't hit a draw. Once you've hit a draw, you can't hit a draw again. So you then have to change the shape. I'm happy hitting a draw because out of bounds left. So if I try for a fade and pump it straight left, then okay. So we're going for a little draw down the first, yeah? That's the plan. Okay, let's see how that performs for you then. Little baby draw. So we've also got the one length out with us today as well. We're doing the same with that club. Oh, that's very good. So that started down the right hand side and it's gone. It hasn't drawn, has it? No, that's clipped the trees. My special place, Dan. It is. It didn't draw, did it? I mean, it was a great hit and a great strike. Just went straight. First impressions feel off the face. Feels great. Sounded great. Yeah, it feels really good. Really high ball flight. Plenty which is good when it's in downwind. Into wind, I'm not too sure, but didn't draw. But then my ability, it's. I would have liked to have seen it drawn because of the path I normally get. Yeah, good strike there. Right to Dan. So first impressions, I love the look of this club. I think it's absolutely stunning. I'm not so sure on what Lee is kind of saying about the sort of if I was 18 again, would it suit my eye? I think from a shelf appeal point of view, when I look at that to me is going to draw my eyes. So if I've got a set of different sets of clubs in the actual shop itself, this colouring is going to pop out to me and make me sort of draw my eyes in and want to go and pick up this club, or certainly this range in this colour sort of front. But yeah, looking down at the club, absolutely love the profile, love the gloss finish. As Lee quite rightly said, like the lipstick that goes around the back of it and the centre line. I think it all just really works well for this particular car. I mean, Cobra are, you know, they are up there when it comes to bafflers and hybrids, things like that. They really are at the top of the tree, really, as far as I'm concerned. So this is not let itself down for this generation. I'm going to go for a little fade. Okay. Because I'm going to go and try and land it pretty much on the flag line, but start it just at the big tree in the distance and let it just drift back on the wind with the fade, yeah? Okay.
Yep. Pretty much exactly what you said it would do.
Exactly what I said it would do. Maybe a bit right at target now, but hit fairway, great height. As Lee quite rightly said there, height, no problem with this club. 21 degrees, so I'm expecting to get the height. What will be interesting though is how I then manipulate it to try and keep the ball down. But first impressions, great strike, love the sound. Got exactly the flight that I wanted to get with it, so it's a thumbs up so far. Right, the rain has now come in. I'm under the umbrella again. I feel like every time I come here I'm under an umbrella, Lee. Right, okay, we have got now the one length.
Yeah.
How is this looking, let's say, in comparison to what you said about the previous model, the standard model?
So it's similar, like the design's exactly the same, it's just different colours, and I think muted down a little bit kind of suits my eye to a degree. There was nothing wrong with the first one.
Yeah.
Like you said, shelf appeal wise it'll pop out.
Yeah.
But what I'm preferring about this is the matte finish on top.
Oh, you like that more than the gloss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely prefer the matte to the gloss.
Yeah. But shape-wise, everything else looks pretty much the same, doesn't it?
It looks pretty much standard. It's just,
this is almost like let the fun begin, because this is now. I mean, it looks, because you're quite tall, it looks like a proper junior club in your hand.
I feel like I've borrowed my daughter's golf clubs.
Right, what shape are you doing now? So you're going to try and hit. Why don't we just try and do the same?
Yeah, I'm going to try and hit the same.
You're going to hit the baby draw this time, yeah?
I'm going to try and hit the same. It's like that. Daddy, where's my golf club? I'm just borrowing it.
Yeah, just borrowing that. Thank you.
Right.
Is that drawing back? That's almost like identical to what you've got out of the standard model.
Yeah, I think it.
Does that come down? I think that was just a little bit further to the left than what you got out of the standard model there.
Yeah,
so you got the draw.
It sort of went a little bit, but
then the wind buffed it back a little bit at the end. Yeah.
But great. I felt like I could control this lawn a lot more than I could the longer one.
Did you?
So.
And how was the strike?
Fine.
It sounded pretty much the same.
A little bit, just high toe in there.
Oh yeah,
which is
okay.
Not bad for me.
Yeah, very good. Right, let me have a go.
Right then, Dan, what do you think?
Right, so for me it's the all-American dream going on at the bottom here, isn't it? That colour is like the American style of colouring on that. I really like it. Again, from a shelf point of view, I'm going to be drawn to that. It really is quite nice. The matte finish on top, am I too bothered? I think I probably prefer the gloss finish, but I don't dislike the matte. If you said, oh, you've got to use the matte, I'd probably be quite happy using it. Again, very similar in the shape looking down at it, and also that little bit of lipstick like Lee's mentioned before. Again, really like the look of that. But all in all, take the length of the club out of the situation right now, it looks almost identical to the standard model. But yeah, you're right. Even the grip feels big because it's so small.
Yeah.
In its length. So up the left again, and just try and move it to that right hand or into the centre of the fairway. Yeah. A little thinner again.
A little thin, but it's the same shape.
They're going to pretty much be on top of each other, I imagine. Yeah, just slightly further right than the first one, but again, like when it comes to one length, and I'll probably talk about this a little bit more as we go on, but I always struggle to strike them properly. I tend to catch it really low in the face. I'm just struggling to sort of adjust to the fact that this is just the size of the club that it is. I mean, it shouldn't really make a difference because it's still a 7-iron at the end of the day. But anyway, strike a little bit low. Two golf balls, Lee, and right next to each other.
Good grouping.
This is the one length ball here,
yep.
And then that's the standard length over there.
Yeah, surprising, but I think I hit the one length a little bit better than the normal hybrid.
Yeah.
So I probably would have expected that to go further. That bunker is about 190 to clear, which I've just done.
Yeah.
Which is probably what I would have expected from that club. So that's done all right. That's just a little bit short.
Okay, so not bad. Getting the shape, not quite got the shape, but I think probably with the wind a little bit off the left, you might have got a bit of draw if it was.
I probably aimed a bit too far right for it, but that's not going to win this challenge, Dan.
Right, well let's go and see who's won it, shall we?
Yeah. I mean, that is just.
Well, there's a theme going on here, isn't there?
Consistent.
Straight away.
So which was the white one?
The white one was the standard length.
Yeah.
And this was the one length.
Oh, so your one length actually went further?
Well, it went it went 3 paces further, but I mean they're the same loft, so you'd expect them to be going roughly the same. I mean, you think about it, that's what probably Cobra are trying to do.
Yeah, yeah.
They're trying to create something that is 7-iron length, so possibly easier to hit, but they're trying to weight it and everything in a way in which you could be able to hit it as far as a normal hybrid would go.
Yeah.
But I mean, the centre stripe for this fairway, I've just missed the fairway, haven't I? Both pretty much like.
No, I think you're in it.
That wide. This is the middle of the fairway here.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you're just.
I've literally just missed. I've just overcut them just a fraction. But
yeah.
For me personally, on both situations with both clubs, I did not have a problem moving them from left to right. Now I'm someone that really does struggle with hybrids. I tend to move them from right to left, but they're aiming down the left-hand side, allowing for the wind to just, you know, bring it back to the middle of the fairway was just really quite an easy shot to do with that club.
So basically what we're saying is that was a draw.
Well, that's actually, you've actually lost twice. So you've lost in the hybrid in the standard length because you've missed the fairway completely.
Well, you've missed the fairway completely.
Well, I've missed it by a foot.
It's still missed. That's got to be a draw.
But before we carry on, we're going to head back to the studio now with a 2-0 victory to me.
Wow.
We're going to head back to the studio, get you some numbers of how these clubs have performed in there. Okay, what are you trying to get from a hybrid?
What,
21 degrees.
215.
215. Okay. So do you carry one right now? I don't know.
20 degree. Yeah.
20 degree. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we look at the 21 degree that we're getting out of the standard length version to start us off with, we've got 137 ball speed off the face. So pretty much there or thereabouts, I would suggest. Launching it at 17.2, spinning it at 4,000 revs.
Somewhere, but yeah, probably like 3.7 personally with that kind of.
Okay, well you got one in there at 3.6
yeah.
and 3.8, so it's there or thereabouts, isn't it? Average carry 210, peaking out at 41 yards high.
Yeah.
You got one out there at 217, 214, but slightly left on you.
Yeah, the good shots are 214, 217, 211, so they're whereabouts, and the little mishits have gone right and a drop off. So
yeah,
it's what I'd expect from that.
Absolutely. And then we go into your one length. Okay, so ball speed 132. And remember this one length is 21 degrees in loft, so it's the same loft.
Yeah.
So ball speed dropping down from 137 down to 132.
It's shaft length.
You got one in there, well, probably more strike, because you got one in there at 137. But again, is it slowing down in the speed side of things that's reducing your probably ball speed off the face? Launching it at 15 degrees, so launching it just that fraction lower than what you're getting out of the standard length one. Spinning it at 4,600 revs, so
high.
Way up on that spin. Peaking out at 34 yards high, which is fractionally lower than what you're getting out of the standard, and then a 196 average, but you're consistent in your carries.
I think what I like about the one length is I feel like I can hit down on it, so it feels more like an iron, but because of the hybrid it's just spinning too much, so I think a lesser lofted one length would work better for me than possibly
bring your spin
a
down a fraction.
Hybrid.
Yeah, it might just increase your ball speed, bring your spin down. Yeah, absolutely, I would agree with that. You might just get a flatter flight out of it.
Yeah, I think a one length lower loft would get me more consistent than possibly a full length hybrid.
Yeah. Okay, so standard 21 degree. Now for me, standard 21 degree, I would expect to get around 207 to 210 on an average carry for what I would get in previous hybrids that I've tested or used. 134 ball speed off the face, which is about there or thereabouts. 135 to 137, something like that is about right. 14 degrees of launch off the face, spinning it at 4,300 revs, which is pretty much where I'd want it, around the sort of 4,000 mark. Peaking out at 33 yards high and 204 in the average carry. I've got one there at 212 that's going left and 210 going left. Again, that's the kind of theme for me with hybrids. I tend to hit them left, which is why I struggle to use them now. If we go into the one length, remember, same lofts, 131 in the ball speed. So we saw a drop off in leads. We've seen the same in mine. Launching it at 14.2, which is pretty much the same launch as what I was getting out of my current, that other one, the standard length one. 4,600 spins, so just spinning it a fraction more. Again, very similar to what Lee got from his. He was spinning it a fraction more, and peaking out at 32 yards high, which is pretty much about the same as what I'm getting out of the standard. And then 195 in the actual carry. Now 207 is my best, fractionally left again, but the actual dispersion on this one length in comparison to the standard is it's tighter, it's a little bit better. Yes, I've lost ball speed and I've lost distance, but the actual dispersion of it's very, very good.
The RADSPEED Hybrids, which are available in both standard gloss black, turbo yellow and one length matte black, red, blue and white models, also utilise Cobra's innovative radial weighting technology with the emphasis on extreme front weighting for ultra low spin, faster ball speed and increased distance. A forged high strength steel face insert and hollow split rails combine to create a lower CG location, higher launch angles, more distance and enhanced versatility from a variety of lies. The baffler so rails are a signature feature on Cobra fairways and hybrids and allow the club to glide effortlessly out of the fairway, tight lies, thick rough and even bunkers. Right Dan, ball below your feet.
Proper challenge now.
Do you know?
Second hole.
Do you know why it's a challenge?
Why?
You've got to draw this.
I know, well, this is what I'm going to try and do. So basically we've got a slight into wind situation here. I've got out of bounds down the right, the out of bounds wraps all the way around the back of the green and there's trouble up the left. So you've got to be pretty precise with this second shot in. I've got the standard one to get going with. I've won the honour back because I'm one up in this
Dubious.
one. You know, one up. So I'm going to try and go a little bit lower, and I'm going to try and just flatten the flight and try and turn it over. So I'm going to hit a little bit of a draw shot off this lie, ball below my feet. So this is quite a challenge for me, but one of which I feel like if I had a 3-iron or a 4-iron in my hand, I would not have a problem doing this shot. So with a hybrid, a little bit more difficult.
Is this nearest the pin?
This is nearest the pin, yeah. Ball position slightly further back in the stance, handle just a fraction further forward and just chase it.
Oh, it's drawing as well on the bunker.
Turn over, just didn't quite keep turning, did it?
No, right side of the bank.
And it's in bounds, which is a result.
Yeah, always good.
But that flight I got out of there really nicely turned over, just got the hands working a little bit. So to be able to manipulate the club, not a problem straight away. I think you were quietly impressed with that shot.
I thought you thinned it down, to be honest.
Thinned it?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have got that much shape with a thin, to be fair. Okay, so what are you going to do here then?
I'm going to fade it. So
you're going to fade it?
Aim for the left side of the green and try and fade it.
Let it move off there?
Yeah, but I've got the wind into and off the right, so everything's fighting against me.
Except for the slope. That slope is working with you nicely.
This is the only thing in my favour.
Okay.
So let's go for a high fader.
Okay, watching. Oh my word, that is beautiful. That is faded. Now over faded, is it?
And that's...
Is that out of bounds?
Yeah.
Cool, you got the shape though, didn't you?
Yeah, I got one.
Wow, that went super high.
Yeah.
Like I was not expecting to have to look up that high, but that went super high and it moved from left to right.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's gone that far right, to be honest. When it went set off, it looked perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Just kept going a little bit.
Over-shaped.
Never mind.
We'll see what happens as a result of that one, shall we?
Yeah, well. It's not on the green, so it's a draw. Right, done. One length.
One length. Caught. Well, the hard thing here, because this is so below my feet, it's instantly, it's pulling me over more. So I think this is going to be hard. To play this little draw shot off this lie is going to be quite hard. Okay, let's try it. Same type of swing, ball position slightly further back, and just try and chase it round. Not drawing.
Not drawing.
I had to really work that.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, that one.
He's out of here.
Good. So I did not get the shape that I wanted to get from that shot. I just felt like because my spine angle's more over it, if I was in that situation with a 7-iron, I'd probably be working it from left to right a little bit more, whereas with a longer iron, I could feel like I could wrap it around my body just a fraction more. But being as it's slightly shorter, I think that was a harder shot for me to create compared to, let's say, the standard length. Right, how is this looking to you now? Ball below your feet. I mean, you should be able to win this one, Lee.
I think I need about another 4 inches on this.
Yeah, just literally try and treat it like your 7-iron as best you can. Right, up in the air, nice high fade.
This is where this club has a problem for me, is one length.
Okay, let's try and get down to the bottom of the ball. Oh, that is even better than the standard length, isn't it?
Oh, stay there.
Oh, just got in that, fallen in that bunker, just short right there.
Yeah.
But that sounded like a great strike.
Yeah, it was a good strike. I'm surprised how well I got to the ball, so I thought I'd thin it, but I didn't. Good shape. If anything, it was a little bit more controlled than the full size one.
Yeah. That is an out of bounds marker. And that is Lee looking for his standard length hybrid, which you overcooked it. You hit a really good shot, overcooked it, gone out of bounds. I mean, it doesn't get much tighter than this hole coming in here. I mean, I think when we played here in the vlog, we were coming in with wedges, which was quite handy.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit.
But it is tight. So mine has made its way just onto the right edge of the green, and I'll take that to get the shape that I got. Really, really good. So that is, I'm 2-0 up in the standard length.
I think that's a draw.
What's a draw?
Oh, it was nearest the pin, you got to hit the green.
We had to hit the green, did we? Well, then we were both never going to hit that green.
So we're still, still equal.
So we're still equal. You've just lost the ball and we're still equal.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's head over to the 1 length.
That's an out of bounds marker.
And there is a yellow
and that's a Dan.
Get up down ball in there. If anyone's coming up to Ashbury and they want to find it, it's in there somewhere.
In there.
And then you've ended up in the COVID bunker.
Yes.
Which has not been raked for some time by the look of it.
That's the one. So that's a draw as well, because neither of us hit the bunker.
Yeah, I feel like you should be winning that one.
Yeah, but then
that should be going all square. That should be going. The 1 length should be going now to all square, and I should be 2 up in the standard.
All right,
that's what I feel like. That's like
okay. If that's what you're the boss.
But for me personally, going from the standard length to the 1 length, like I set up in the fairway there, I just really struggled to get the shape of the 1 length compared to the standard length, and possibly that's something I would have to learn if I was going to start using that club. But for me, first 2 shots in, really loving the 1 length with the fade off the first, but not feeling it on that second shot. But definitely that standard length is really playing quite nicely for me.
Right, Dan, last chance.
Last challenge. So we have gone, what is the score? I'm so lost.
So you're saying you're 2 up with that.
Okay, so I've won this then.
So you've won that.
Okay.
And we're all square with the 1 length.
Okay, so we are going to do, we're going to do on this one it's a double challenge.
Okay.
Okay, so we're about 215 out. Okay.
Yeah.
The wind is kind of off the right a little bit. So we're going to do nearest the pin with the challenge, but it's the straightest shot as well. So there's a good opportunity for you to actually get it back to all square here if you get nearest the pin and you hit it straight.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's do it.
Straight shots. Nearest the pin. Up and over the hill. You're not going to see it down, but we'll see it when we get down there. Big old green, so we should both be able to hit it. Fingers crossed. Ball below our feet again, look. Trying to hit it straight off this lie.
Lovely jubbly. Slight draw, but it's pretty straight.
The arrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not moved a lot, is it?
No, slight draw to it, but you needed that shot on the last one.
I did, yeah. To be fair, I just got that a little bit thin, so a little bit down the bottom of the club, but absolutely what Lee said there, just a soft draw with that shape. I was trying to get it as straight as I possibly could, so I've probably taken a few yards off, so I might actually be short of the green there, Lee, to be fair. But again, feel, sound, everything from what I want to get from a hybrid, this one just works really, really well for me.
Straight down.
Straight shot, Lee.
That's what I'm good at, isn't it?
Ball below your feet.
Yeah.
It's a tricky lie, but straight shot. Okay. And get the yardage as well, I suppose.
Okay, right.
Let's see it.
Double or nothing then, isn't
it? This is it, yeah. It's a good opportunity for you. Get it back all flat.
Arrow straight down.
That is, to be fair, Lee, that is a bit of a knuckleball shot there.
Straight.
How did that went very straight. You've definitely won the straight competition there.
So it's 2-1.
So it's definitely 2-1. Okay, and let's just see who's got nearest the pin out of that one.
Tell you what though, felt really good.
That sounded really high on the face, and like it just flew out with very low spin.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Considering you got pretty much very high spin numbers in the studio, that actually came out
a little bit
quite knuckly, didn't it?
No, quite impressed with that.
Right, one length now.
Yeah, all square.
All square.
All to play for.
So you have the honour because you won the last. So straightest shot and nearest the pin with the one length.
Okay.
Let's see it, up and over the hill. Great par 5 this one. Like, it's almost the same shot as what you got out of the, maybe just drifting a fraction further to the right.
Slight fade on that one.
Now in the studio you got some even spinnier numbers with that club, didn't you, over the standard one?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that there, I could see that 100%. In that flight you could see that ball wanting to rev as it went through, through the wind there.
But still a good strike, and it didn't rise as much as I probably thought this would.
Yeah.
Given the numbers in the studio.
But pretty straight, maybe a little drift to the right hand side. I think that's going to end up short of the green though, that one.
I think you've got a chance. Yeah. Dan,
I like that little comment at the end from you there, you've got a chance. Like, I felt like I was going to dominate this off the first, and now it's you've got a chance to win. Okay.
You could lose. You could have been 2 up and all flat, and then go all flat and lose.
So I think you're short there. So I'm going to go for the more. Well, I think I can get it there. Almost the same shot as the standard one. That's got a bit more oomph to it.
Yeah, that's a drawy one.
I think that's going to get to the green, but I think that's way too much shape. I think you got the better shape.
Ooh.
As in, you've won that point.
Yeah.
So it's whether I can actually just get a half out of this.
So I've won the straightest shot.
I can't believe you've won a straight shot. Well, that's
Me
why I don't
winning straight shot contest.
Now I'm sensing, I don't know whether you got this, but now I'm sensing a slightly firmer feel out of this than I am the standard.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, so that's a little bit more like tingy.
Tinny. Yeah. Whereas this one now a little bit more thuddy in its sound.
Definitely.
I don't know what's going on to sort of cause that, but definitely I'm sensing that. I don't think it's because of the strike, I just definitely feel that there's a hint on the golf course that we've got a firmer feel off the face. Not saying I dislike or like either of that. I would be happy with both of those sort of strikes or feels off the face. But anyway, let's go and see who's won.
Did it, didn't you?
What's gone on here then?
So I get the straightest, you get the nearest.
So what have we got? So we've got these are our one lengths. Yep. So there's the flag over there. We've got my one length on the front part of the green. Lee's is on the right side of the green.
Yep.
So, but yours was definitely the straighter shot.
Yes, from that angle, definitely.
And I've got the nearest the pin.
Yeah. The bonus of not knowing where the pin is. Or the green.
What is that then? It's all flat.
So on the one length, I got straight, you got nearest the pin, so that was completely all flat.
All flat.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's come over to the standard one, which is really interesting, isn't it? Because let's think about it. All right, this is my standard one here.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
that's mine.
And that's your standard one. So it's basically the same again, isn't it? So you got the straightest shot.
Yeah.
And then I got.
So you win.
I win nearest the pin, and I win the overall.
Yeah. So you won that by 1 extra point.
But what's interesting is how I got in the studio on an average a little bit longer out of the standard.
Yeah, in this one.
Compared to the one length, which actually on the golf course, it's the other way around.
Yeah, it's like for me, this is 13 yards longer than this.
Yeah.
But on the course, this is longer than, well, on this one, it's as if because of the extra length in shaft,
yeah,
this spins up too much, and because this was into wind, it's come up short. Whereas this one hasn't been affected by the wind so much, so has gone further. So it's an interest. It's like, which one do you pick? Like downwind, normal, this would be great, this would be short. It's like it's confusing.
Which one would you pick? If you had to pick one now, if I said, there you go, you got to take one, which one are you having?
I would pick that in a less loft.
That in a bullet ball?
Yeah. So I would pick that in sort of 18, 19 instead of 21.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got more control over this
than
I have this. So if I can get this to go as far as this does on dry ball data at least, then this is just going to be a weapon.
But all in all, do you like them?
I do actually. From because the ground's a bit soft, this rail hasn't bothered me whatsoever.
No, not on the golf course at all.
I don't know how I'd feel on a
You weren't happy
links.
about it in the studio?
No.
On the mat?
No,
It was
so,
a bit of a different story.
Yeah, but out on the course, it doesn't bother me. I don't find it offensive like I do in the studio, and I actually really like them. So yeah, that one's the winner for me. The one length is the winner, it's just the loft would have to change.
So for me, they're both a winner, because I actually really like them both. I think from a shelf appeal, shop appeal, all of that sort of thing, I think the jazz on the bottom, everything, it just jumps at me, like it attracts me over to want to go and see it. I've not struggled to do the shots that I wanted to do with this standard length club, and apart from that one shot that I had on the second hole there, trying to draw it off that downhill lie, you know, this club's kind of done everything that I wanted it to do as well. Now, the only slight snag that I have is that by going into possibly a one length hybrid, does that mean I have to change up the whole bag? Does it, you know, do I have to change up the way in which I play golf in that way? I think when you go to one length, it's almost like you've got to kind of relearn what you're doing, because it then doesn't coincide with everything else in the golf bag. I think for the one length, it's got to be you're either in it or you're not in it. So which one would I choose? I would absolutely choose the standard one. I think it's just, it works for me. It would blend in nicely to my set. And to be honest with you as well, is that I think this club works for all types of golfers. I think that if you're a scratch golfer or a professional golfer, it works really well. If you're a handicap golfer, I think this club works really well. I'm the same as Lee. When it came to the rails, I didn't like the way in which it sits on the ground in the studio on a tight lie situation. However, on the golf course, not an issue. Didn't have any problems with it at all. So there you go. There's our little review of the RADSPEED one length and standard length from Cobra. Let me know, put your comments down below. Have you tested these clubs? Are you looking forward to them being tested? We'd like to hear what you have to say. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing, and as always, stay safe, and we'll catch up with you again soon.